offer a whole lot of scholarship, especially departmental scholarships, faculty scholarships, and even international scholarships. A school like ETH Zurich is going to give you a lot of opportunities. What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to our YouTube channel, and thank you so much for watching this video today. Today's video, I want to talk about some opportunities that you need to know, and I'm going to be taking you to no other country than Switzerland. Like I said in my previous videos, if you haven't watched those videos, please note that Switzerland is a country you should be looking at. Now, looking at the fact that Canada is making a lot of matters issues, like in terms of the proof of funds now, it's going to become a very important problem for a lot of international students. I would like to draw your attention to the fact that if you are thinking of moving to a country now, Switzerland is the best country for you alongside Canada, USA, and the rest. But because of the fact that proof of funds is going to be a problem, if you have the money for Switzerland, then you should consider moving to this country. In today's video, I will bring you detailed descriptions about some things you need to know about Switzerland. I will talk about a particular university in Switzerland, and I will tell you why I decided to explain more about this university. Before I forget, please, have you subscribed? Subscribe to our channel, and do not forget to share this video to one individual so that they can contribute and also benefit from our YouTube channel. My name is Milton Fonkwa. If you are new, welcome. For all subscribers, you are the real MVPs. Now, before I talk about this university, which is called the University of Bern, I would like to draw your attention to the fact that universities in Switzerland have a lot of scholarship opportunities, especially ETH Zurich. But I want to tell you that there are different types of universities in Switzerland. So if you want to move to Switzerland, the first thing you need to know is, first of all, know that there are universities called federal universities in Switzerland. There are cantonal universities in Switzerland in various cantons, and there are applied science universities in Switzerland, and there are equally teacher training universities in Switzerland. Those that are located in various cantons, you are going to know. Then those that are federal universities are universities like ETH Zurich, and there is another one in Lausanne, I can't remember vividly. Then when we move now to the various cantons, we are not talking about schools like Geneva, University of Basel, University of Lugano, University of Lausanne, University of Bern, and the teacher universities. But again, where do you want to go? It now depends on you. Remember, as an international student in Switzerland, you are going to work 15 hours per week. This is what is on paper, guys. But of course, we all know when people jackpot, they do a lot of things, but be careful so that you will not be caught. Another thing is, you can equally work 48 hours during holidays. But of course, a lot of people, they do work full time. Nobody is going to disturb you. But you are not just working, you need a work permit. Though you are a student, you still need a work permit, but it's usually not that difficult because your employer is still going to give you this document. I hope you understand. Now, when you finish your studies in Switzerland, you are going to be given 6 months to look for a job in Switzerland. I want to advise you, depending on the canton in which you are staying or living in Switzerland and studying, make sure you study the language of the canton. In Switzerland, they have 4 different languages, which include Romansh, Italian, German, and French. Make sure you learn the one in that particular canton. Every canton has a particular language, especially in Bern. In Bern, they speak German, but it doesn't mean that there is no English language. Now, remember, the pay in Switzerland is very good. It is an amazing country, and like I said, it is important for you to learn the language. Now, our focus here today is a particular university called the University of Bern. If you want to study in Switzerland, first of all, why am I even talking about this university? Remember, in one of my videos, I said if you want to study in Switzerland, you do not need to pay more than 1,500 euros. Most universities in Switzerland will charge, like the federal universities, they charge below 1,000 euros. And most other universities will charge like 1,200, 1,300, and maximum 1,400, 500. Okay, now what you need to do is, if you want to really study in Switzerland, you need to first of all check the universities. Then after that, you check the tuition fee. After that, you check the documents required for you to apply to these particular universities, and again you check the application period. Remember, at the beginning I said there are 4 different categories of universities. It will be of importance to you to note that federal universities, their application period is usually around the 1st of November or to December. That is 15th of December, I mean. Then cantonal universities is usually around the 1st of January to around the end of February or the middle of February, 15th February. So the application timeline is usually very short. You have to put this into consideration. Then applied science universities within the range of January to around May, March, April, May. They don't have a specific date, and the teacher universities almost the same. Now, when you know all of this, you can now begin your application. Why are you starting the application at Bern University? The reason why I decided to talk about Bern is because 1. Bern is a diplomatic area in Switzerland. Most of the embassies in Switzerland are located in Bern. 2. The language in Bern is the German language, that is the cantonal language or the official language. But with Bern, you are going to find a lot of programs taught at the University of Bern in English language. Then also some courses are taught in both English and some are taught in both English and German. Let's say some are taught in both languages, but it has a percentage where you are going to learn. They can be teaching a particular program in 70% of German and 30% English, maybe 80% English and 20% German. So it depends. That is how Bern is. Then at Bern University, you are going to pay 950 Swiss francs. Do you understand me? Which is equivalent to 950 US dollars or 950 euros, because the Swiss franc is almost the same as euros or dollars. Then Bern University is a top researcher when it comes to sustainability, health and medicine, and of course matter and universe. That is to tell you that health related courses, science courses, and a whole lot of others are very good at Bern University. And if you are looking at pharmaceutical industries, a lot of pharmaceutical industries are located in the city of Bern. This is the reason why I decided to choose Bern University. Now, if you go to Bern University, you are going to realize the application starts on the 1st of January. Then make sure you apply as early as possible, because there is a late fee for you to pay for application fee. But the usual application fee is 100 Swiss franc, where you are going to pay during the application. When you go to the program website, pay attention to programs, minor, major, and mono programs. It is important. If you take a look at all the faculties at the University of Bern, you are going to realize that they have about 8 or more faculties, which include humanities, medicine, science, law, human science, theology, business and economy, and a whole lot of others. Now, it now depends on you to check which program you want to study depending on the language of instruction. For example, you know I'm a geologist. I was checking geology and I realized that geology is taught entirely, it's not geology but earth science. It's taught entirely in English language. Now, it is now time, this is geology or earth science at master's level. It is now left for you to check the requirements, check everything, then you launch your application. Remember, when you apply to Bern University or to the University of Bern, there is a time frame you have to submit your application. There is a time frame you have to pay your application fee, and there is a time frame you have to forward your documents to Switzerland so that your admissions can be processed. Then around April or May, you are going to get feedback from your university. Then you can carry on with your visa application in case you are admitted. When you are admitted, you have to pay the tuition fee, which is 950 Swiss francs. Then before you can apply for visa. Now, when it comes to visa application, there are documents you need to submit. There is no need for me to go again into the documentation because I mentioned this in one of my videos, which is still available on this YouTube channel. So you can scroll across or just check my YouTube channel. You are going to find the video I did about visa application. Now, where I want to pay attention to is because tuition fee in Swiss universities is very cheap, but there is something you need to take into consideration: the proof of funds. Proof of funds is not that easy for Switzerland because they require a lot from you. One, it's either you transfer the money to a bank in Switzerland or open an account to a bank in Switzerland, or two, you inform your university or tell your university to create an account for you in Switzerland. You transfer the required amount into that account in Switzerland, or you look for somebody who is already in Switzerland that relates to you somehow for this person to write an affidavit of sponsorship for you. This person must live in Switzerland and work in Switzerland. Please pay attention to this. It's very, very important. Or you look for a bank in Switzerland that has a branch in your home country. Create an account in that bank in your home country. You deposit the money, then you print everything and carry them to the embassy for visa application. This is how it works if you are actually looking at moving to Switzerland. Now, how much is the money I am even talking about here? The money is 21,000 Swiss francs. To Cameroon CFA, it's close to like 14 million. To Nigerian Naira, it's equivalent to maybe 13.6, 13.5. I do not know now that the currency is fluctuating in Nigeria. But know that you need at least 21,000 Swiss francs or at least 18,000 Swiss francs to be in that account. That money is still your money. It is not going to disappear. But when you arrive Switzerland, you do your residence permit, you create an account or open an account. The school is going to transfer the money into that account. I hope you understand. This is how the process is. Then you can then apply for your visa. Remember, visa takes at least 2 months to 3 months. So you have to start the processing on time. And when you are applying for visa, pay attention to documentation. Especially accommodation must be available and a whole lot of others. Remember to pay attention to your motivation letter and note that the visa you are going to get is an extended visa, a visa you can extend when you arrive Switzerland. The visa you are getting when you reach Switzerland, you are going to extend it after 14 days, then get a residence permit, which is going to be renewable after 1 year of every session. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget that Bern University is not the only school in Switzerland. There is a University of Basel, the University of Geneva, the University of Lausanne, the University of Neuchâtel, the University of Fribourg, and a whole lot of other universities that I mentioned at the beginning. Please do not forget that you cannot use any other method apart of the methods I explained here for your proof of funds. So make sure you put all this into consideration. It is very, very important. And do not forget to learn the language, because when you learn the language or study the language of the canton in which you are, it gives you an upper hand to get a job faster when you graduate from school, because you have just 6 months. Otherwise, you are going to exit the country if you do not get a job within these 6 months. So please put all of this into consideration and always remember that Switzerland is an amazing country, a very amazing country. Most universities in Switzerland offer a whole lot of scholarship, especially departmental scholarships, faculty scholarships, and even international scholarships. A school like ETH Zurich is going to give you a lot of opportunities to apply for scholarships, and if you do win one of them, you can equally just move into ETS Zurich and study for free. Everything will be paid for you to the fullest. But remember, it is a top university in Switzerland with a very low acceptance rate, so they are taking just the best. If you do not have a first class, do not go closer to ETH Zurich. This is not just a top school in Switzerland, but it is a top school in the entire world. So I hope this video is going to help you. Please, if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe to the channel so that we can continue to build the platform. Till we meet again in another one, my name is Milton.